Racism. It's an unpleasant part of humanity that's been around since before God, in the book of Numbers, chapter 25, verses 1 to 13, instructed Moses to hang from a tree any Israelite man who hooked up with one of those swarthy Moabite girls. Empires were built off the back of racism, and Kramer's comedy career died because of it. We all have that racist friend, and you're not cool with them being racist, and it's probably time for your relationship to end, but it's not that simple, is it? Like, what if your racist mate has the hookups at JB Hi-Fi? You could let a little casual racism slide if it leads to mates rates on a 48-inch plasma, can't you? So, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being Martin Luther King, 10 being the KKK, how racist are we in New Zealand?
I'd probably say a 3.
A 3? So
Maybe,
just
maybe
casually...
maybe a 4, depending.
5.
Anything below 1? You say things, but you don't really, mean it, eh?
Depends how many drinks I've had, bro.
My wife's Samoan, so she's more racist than me.
Do you ever experience racism in, everyday kind of life?
I don't know, actually. That's a really interesting question.
Oh, you do get the odd chic fucker joke, but that's what these are for.
People are surprised to see you when they see your name.
You might say you're Tim over the phone,
Yeah.
and then they meet you and you're like,
Oh, didn't know you were Māori, bro.
no one calls you names because you're white.
Oh, honky.
Honky? So people call you honky?
Yeah, just me missus.
So basically it turns out that no one thinks they're racist, particularly when they're on camera. Anyway, it's always someone else who's racist, isn't it? It's that, like that tight-fisted Scottish guy over there. He's racist. Or maybe there just isn't any racism in New Zealand at all.
Dale, what were you thinking when you put that outfit on and went into the council meeting?
I don't have any racial prejudice about anybody. A lot of my friends are coloured.
Dale, can we see under your hood? Can you lift your hood now?
If you wouldn't mind. Oh, yeah, of course I am. I've got no worry. Thank you.
So that guy doesn't think he's racist. I'm not sure if he knows what racism is.
No, he's just failing to grasp it,
Yeah.
Hey, earlier this year, it came out that TV3 weather presenter Kanoa Lloyd received regular complaints from viewers about her use of te reo Māori in her weather reports, which was weird because her use of Māori was indeed minimal. Instead of hello, Kanoa would say kia ora. Instead of New Zealand, she would say Aotearoa. Instead of goodbye, remember that time she just dropped in a peace out honkies. See, it was no big deal.
We all say that.
We all say
Who doesn't say
that? I mean, look, historically, it's been white man versus brown man. That is the benchmark of our racism in Aotearoa. Land confiscations, followed by electoral disadvantage, followed by statistical marginalisation, and the latest insult, underrepresentation on Dancing with the Stars. If you are brown, you'll know what racism is, whereas if you're white, it's harder to comprehend. It's not impossible, it's just harder. But being brown doesn't actually stop you from being racist. I'm racist. I'm racist against people who pronounce the word racist as racist.
Oh, stop being racist.
Hate those people.
Stop being racist.
Stop it, eh?
Stop it now.
What's wrong with you people? Calling someone a racist usually ends the conversation dead, and that's the last thing that we need to happen. A couple of weeks ago, broadcaster Jeremy Wells was accused of racism by many Māori after his parody of Mike Hosking in regards to Prince Harry's visit here.
It's the same old story every visit. Rockstar arrives. Some Maoris make them pick up a leaf while they're threatening them with a stick. Irresponsibly force them to unhygienically press noses during the cold and flu season. And the latest folly, join in an ancient dance which means nothing to them. Believe me, I love Maoris as much as the next Christchurch expat. But I prefer Maoris to keep to themselves, contained within marae, rural rugby clubs or on-stage cultural performances in Rotorua hotels coinciding with a hangi buffet.
Maybe that wasn't his best work, but I know Jeremy, and Jeremy is not a racist.
He's racist.
He's racist. Hey, no, look, what he was trying to do was start a conversation about the views in regard to race of broadcaster Mike Hosking. And clearly it sounds like he's got it a little bit wrong. But what he got right, however, was his attempt at raising the issue of race. Now, for those that need it, here's how to not do racism. First up, rule number 1, just don't. Okay, just don't. Just don't.
I agree.
Good. But if you must, remember the golden rule. Now, someone from a particular race can make fun of their own people, and that is as funny as all hell.
Oh, stop being hoary, bro. Stop being hoary, bro.
I like to call it the only I'm allowed to fart on my brother's head rule. Now, comedians have been doing that for a long time. They're always farting on my brother's head. But Woody Allen and Seinfeld, you know, they make fun of their Jewish heritage. Chris Rock will joke about African Americans. And Billy T. James gloriously made fun of us Māori. And that's all ka pai. So you either follow that rule, or perhaps you could be an equal opportunity racist and just hate everyone equally.
Like
Mike Hoskin. Mike Hoskin.
Oh, I meant Mike King.
Hoskin.
Here in Aotearoa, the number one rule that we should all agree on is that making assumptions about someone's habits or abilities based on the pigmentation of their skin is just plain ridiculous. And I know that nobody wants to be labelled racist, but to address racism, we need to be able to call people out on their bullshit, and we should. And when it comes to our own racist behaviour, making other people feel bad is the clue that we've got it wrong. Even Mike Hosking would have to agree with that.
Nah.
No, he wouldn't.
No.
No.
Coming up after the break, we go to our wahine in the field / other side of the studio to hear about this week in entertainment.
Just between you and I, I'm feeling overqualified and completely underutilised as a broadcaster. Kei te pihia koe.
Taika fails to fill us in on the week's sports.
Sports news, who gives a shit?
That and much, much more here on Brown Eye.